Hey everyone, this is Mike and welcome to CryptoTaxed. In today's video, we're going to look at a little technical analysis of Bitcoin and some other altcoins. But before we begin, let's go over that quick disclaimer. Any information provided in these videos or accompanying material is for informational purposes only. It should not be considered legal or financial advice. You should consult with your own financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Now, on this channel, we like to do technical analysis, look at the market, along with some news, but in addition to that, we also are bringing you a intro to crypto for beginners. So if you're new to the crypto world and you're just seeing this video for the first time and you want to know what goes on in it, we go over exchanges, we go over wallets, we go over cryptocurrencies, just anything, terminologies, anything that's basic. We have a little course for that, and if you check out the link above, it'll take you right there. So if you like this video, you like all the videos that we're putting together, by all means subscribe, hit the bell, and smash the like as it helps our channel grow. Now, with that out of the way, let's just start off with Bitcoin, and the chart I'm using here is Bitfinex, and I know if you've watched YouTube channel, you'll see people using Bitfinex, Coinbase, you'll use some other one, but I use Bitfinex just because it goes back further in history, and I've been on this one for quite a while, and what we're looking at right now is currently Bitcoin is actually down, but for today we're kind of going on the up a little bit, which is actually good news if you consider this dump we just took yesterday. Now, what I want to show you is these three indicators. So when I'm reading the charts, I'm looking at trends, but I'm also looking at coin stick patterns. Some people do that, some people don't. But to me, in order to get a strong technical analysis, along with trend lines, you also need to look at the candlesticks to understand what you're reading. These three candlesticks, and I said it back here when we formed this one, if you go back in our previous videos, you'll see this is called a tombstone. Tombstones are generally a bearish indicator. And, you know, for the lingo of people that might be new to crypto, bearish means going down. If I say bullish, that means going up, like rising of the horns, if you want to think of it that way. So as you can see, we had 1, 2, 3 of them in a row, which with 3 in a row, that means something massive is going to happen in a bearish direction. As you can see right here, boom, we just took a massive bearish leap. So those are just some of the things I look for, and I just wanted to indicate those. Now this green line, in case you haven't followed, this is our support line. This is the new level of support, which is basically new higher lows that we've been forming since we started breaking trend lines. What happened is we broke through the old resistance, formed a new level of resistance, and got rejected right here on the 17th. Since then, we've came down, found support on the old resistance line, came back up, but we never tested it. And now we've taken a bearish dive down to this old support, or this new support level, I apologize, this new support level. And what we're finding happen right now, if we zoom in, is we're testing that level. And I know it's below the green, and some people are like, oh, we broke it. This to me is within error, if you want to call it that. If this trend line's not spot on perfect, then, yeah, there might be a, $5, $10, error right here. So this is well within the level of error. So if this candlestick, which is what's forming today, because this goes by, as you can see right here, UTC time, so this is actually the new day. If we can break back up, then we might be starting another bullish style rally. Now, as you can see, what I've marked down here on the MACD and stochastic is this is actually a very bearish indicator along with this. The only difference is it took a massive bearish indication here, which normally means we're going to start flattening out. So as you can see here, which is real similar, it opened up, but what happened immediately? Boom, the very next day we had the bullish indicator and we took off. The reason we had a bullish indicator is because we had an inside up right here, which is what these candlesticks read. So, that's what we're looking to form. And generally speaking, after such a major dump like this, an inside up would be a good move. That's kind of what we're wanting to see, which would be a bullish indicator. Also down here on the stochastic, as you can see, we're getting into a good buy zone here where people start buying back in. Let me zoom out and see if I can find you an example. Right here, here's a good one. So we took a bearish indicator. So right here, as you can see on the chart, we go bearish. We come down, and we cross over and come back bullish. then we just kind of flattened out. And that's what you've seen for so many weeks until recently. So right here could be a very good time. Same thing with the MACD, that we might be breaking back bullish. And, we're only, according to this, and I know depending on where you are, what time zone you are, we're just 38 minutes into the UTC time. So, this very easily can end up or it could end up down. If I'm just looking at the charts, I would think that this probably is going to be more flat. And then tomorrow would be the day we find ourselves coming back up. If we come back up, we're talking just a little bit, but it is a good indication right now that we are maintaining. Let's just go ahead and drop this down into the hour, and let's just take a closer look at what's going on with Bitcoin. So here you go. As you can see, so this is the same candlestick pattern as you saw before. Like I said, it's just broken up a lot shorter. And as you can see, we're starting to trend back up, which is a great indication. It's like I said with the MACD and stochastic, is we're getting to a point where people are probably going to start buying back in. So that was the bottom of that big red candlestick that you saw in the other pattern, and we're coming back up. The other thing that makes me feel a little bit better is this pattern right here, and I'm just going to circle it so you can see it. That candlestick pattern right here is considered an engulfing bull. For those who are unaware of what that is, an engulfing bull is when the body of your bullish candlestick engulfs wick and all of the bearish candlestick. This is an engulfing bull. It is one of the strongest candlestick patterns or indicators that are out there. So this here is a very strong indicator to me that we are going to come back up. We are going to go back above that level of support. Now, do I think we're going to $7,000? Absolutely not. We could, but I don't think that. I think, it'd be safer to reason that we get back up here at 6,400 to 6,450. That would be well within reason. Now, going over that candlestick, just so you know, just that I'm not blowing smoke to you, is this pattern right here. And I'll mark it just so you know. When I look at things, that pattern right there is called an engulfing bear. The body of this bearish candlestick engulfs the entire bullish candlestick. That's called an engulfing bear, which is one of the strongest bearish indicators. When you see that, what happened? Boom, it shot down. And I mean, it went hard. So those are just stuff candlestick wise I look at. So I'm not looking at just your trend line. So if you start watching this channel, and I really do appreciate the views and subscribes, I'm looking at more than just your trend lines. A lot of people just look at trend lines and take that as gospel. You really have to go in here and look at the candlestick patterns. Here's the candlestick patterns that I pointed out before that indicated us going down. As you can see, we had a run up and then we had a change come down, run up, change, come down, run up, change, come down. So this is actually a downish, if you want to call it trend line. We'd set a trend line here and run it down, and we'd be within that. So I'm going to go ahead and swing it back on the day, because a lot of people do more long-term trading. So let's go ahead and zoom back in. So based off what I just saw on the hourly, if we're looking at this chart right here, I would think we're going to get back above here and get back up into this zone right here. And we might test it again, but I feel safe saying that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Bitcoin on the Coinbase chart, which is based on the US dollar. You can see a lot of the same patterns coming in right here, coming into play. We have a bearish indicator, but this one's getting to the bottom end. Like I just said on the other one, this is typically when the bullish indicators start coming out on the stochastic and the MACD. And while we're talking about an hour, let's go ahead and look at an hour. These ought to be really fairly similar to each other. And as you can see, the engulfing bull candlestick. Engulfing bull means we're getting ready to go on a big bull rally within reason. And when I say big, I mean we're looking at an hourly chart, so I'm not expecting $7,000, but to get back up here above this line of support, absolutely. And the same candlestick pattern there, and as you can see, it came back down. So anyway, I just want to break that down for Bitcoin, and I'm going to try to make these quick because I don't want to take up too much of your time. So let's go ahead and start hitting some of these altcoins. So let's start off with Ripple. See, now I have it up. So as you can see, Ripple on the MACD and the stochastic, we both have two bearish indicators. The difference between MACD on this one versus say Bitcoin is this MACD crossing has never happened bullish for for quite a while, and this is a sign of basically stuff going horizontal. And as you can see, we are horizontal as all. Now we are setting up for this downward trend line, which we've been on since roughly September 30th. As you can see, we're going on this trend line. Now what's going on right now is we're on two bearish indicators, and it would not shock me at all if we maintain this trend line but kind of stay horizontal. So next couple days somewhere in here, let's go ahead and we broke it down to an hour on the other. Let's look at it an hour here, and right now, oh wow, we have an engulfing bull right here. So this could possibly go up and come up into here before we're testing the market somewhere, coming back and trying to find support again. So just know, when you see candlesticks and you see something like this, that's an engulfing bear, this is an engulfing bull. Those are some of the strongest indicators that are in the candlestick charts, just as much as this one here is a tombstone, which means something bearish is about to occur. Next, let's go ahead and put this back on a day, and we'll check out Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, we've been in this descending wedge or descending triangle after we broke out of the old resistance. So we formed a new level of resistance. We still are maintaining our level of support. And what we had is the same pattern happen here, an engulfing bearish pattern. But now we've tested this level of support. The question is can we maintain? Right now the candlestick, not the candlestick, but the MACD and stochastic, they are bearish indicators, but they're not very strong. So it's like you can see right here on the MACD, it never really crossed bearish. So we could very easily just maintain right here. Same thing with stochastic. We're getting to the territory where it's going to break back bullish, and again, we'll just look at it within an hour just to see kind of where we're at right now. And as the other one, now the difference with this candlestick is the body of this doesn't fully engulf this candlestick. So it's not quite an engulfing bull. So I don't want you to be mistaken. So let me just scoot over that way. If you're looking at this, let me zoom in a little bit more. As you can see, the candlestick comes down, the wick comes down lower. That's why it's not really considered an engulfing bull, but it is a very bullish pattern. So when you see this pattern here, even though it's not a full engulfing bull, you can project that it should go bullish. So just want to put that one out there, because most of the time this is an engulfing bull, but we didn't have it here. Let's go ahead and move on to Litecoin. Litecoin, if you've watched my previous videos, you would know that this is the one that I am worried about the most. Out of all the coins that we're following, this is the one I'm worried about most. And let's go ahead and go back to the day so you can kind of see what's been going on. So right here, I was talking about how this is an inside down pattern. It's those three candlesticks right there, 1, 2, 3, which is a bearish indicator. Since I called that when I circled it, as you can tell, we went bearish. This candlestick, when we were putting these up, I was like, oh, we have a tombstone. Again, it's a very bearish indicator. What do? We massively went through, broke through the support level. Now, the scary thing about that is, since we broke it, the next level of support is right here, this red line. This red line puts us somewhere around $38, roughly. What we need to see Litecoin do is get back up to this level of support and get back up in a hurry. Problem with Litecoin doing that is currently where it sits, we are in a bearish indication and a bearish indication. Although this one should come back and come back bullish, it is still very bearish right now. And again, way back here, when we were going up, I was very, very wary of this one, because we haven't tested this level of resistance in so long that I was like, if we come down here and test this level of support, it's got a long way to go down before we find another level. So I'm still wary of it. Let's look at it in an hour. And here we go. So if you remember the other two candlestick patterns, when we were at an hour, you saw an engulfing bull. Right now, if you're looking at it, there is no engulfing bull pattern. There's no bullish candlestick pattern to indicate to me that we're going to drive above this level of support, which is scary. If you're a Litecoin fan, this ought to scare you. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to ruin Litecoin. I actually hold Litecoin, so I want to cheer for it to go up. But just looking at it, this ain't very strong. I mean, on the stochastic per the hour, we're getting into a zone where it could take a bearish trend if it gets up here. Right now, we're not. We might cross here for a bullish trend, but it's not significant. Let me just draw out for you what could happen. We could actually come up here, and this might be our new level of resistance and break back down. I don't think that's going to happen. If anything, I think we're going to go sideways and probably go down like this. And I really hate saying that, you guys. But now, for those of you who don't hold Litecoin and want to get into Litecoin, now might be a good time to start looking at it. Let's go ahead and hop back up here and go back into a day. This honestly might not be a bad time to, if you're debating on getting into it, look at getting into it, because the next level's down here, and as the trend line sets, as we're coming down like this, it could be down in here. It could be middle of November before we get to a price. And as you can see where my cursor is, you're talking the $40, $42 range. So it still has plenty of room to go down. Anyway, enough beating on Litecoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS. I know people out there trading EOS. And as you can see, we've set up a wedge right here. This is that pattern that we've been talking about for a while. We were hoping to break above this, but as you can see, we did not. We actually broke below it. And, on this, you're talking, what, $5.22. We're at $5.15. That's kind of within my zone of error, as I like to call it. Now if it gets down here to $5, then absolutely it's broke through level of support. But this here is within the zone, so I'm not ready to say it's broke through. But we need to find it coming back up. And so we're starting to level out down here, but then we still are bearish on this indicator. So let's go ahead and look at it in a day. And hopefully we'll see a little bit different than what we saw with Litecoin. Now, as you can see, this isn't quite an engulfing bull, but it is a very bullish indicator. So it should be able to come back up here. And the indicators for these two are much better than what you saw with Litecoin. These are very much so more bullish indicators. So I would think that EOS would get above its level of support. So we're at 515. Level of support's 525. So 10 more cent, absolutely, I could see is getting back above that. So that was EOS, you guys. So if you're looking at EOS, right now we might be at a low. Could we come back down here? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But we're getting close to the end of this triangle where it's going to have to make a decision. Are we going up or are we going down? Now, the last two is kind of the wild cards that we've been following. So first one is Genesis Vision, GVT. This one is one I made a video on that I've been absolutely proud of, because this is what you want a bull market to look like. This is our trend lines. This is our level of resistance, level of support. Even though everything's been taken off on this, as you can see, we're finding support right here where we're supposed to be. Coming in here on the indicators, as I can see circled right here on the stochastic, is we are making a bullish changeover. This is starting to flatten out, which means we very easily could come sideways before making another bullish run. If we do that, if we make another bullish run, so here's the way it happened is last time we made a big bullish prediction was right here. We started coming down, and somewhere around this candlestick pattern, I was like, hey, we'll get above this level. So with that being said, if we go back on this bullish run, if we can bounce off and find the support, our next level of support is going to be right here. Or I'm sorry, the next level of resistance is right here. $15, $16-ish. So we could maybe go sideways, but I would think we're going to come back up and test this and break through. That would be the next pattern for GVT. Is something like this. And it might not be this steep. I mean, that's pretty steep, but that's just me freehanding it. And again, I'm not an artist, you guys. I apologize. But just so you know, that's what GVT looks like right now. Let's go ahead and hop into the hour. And as you can see, we got a engulfing bullish pattern followed by a hammer. This pattern right here is a hammer. That's when you got a really long wick. And a big body is a hammer pattern, which is also an uptrend pattern. So right now, if I'm looking at this bullish indicator, bullish candlestick patterns right through here, I would expect this to break back bullish. And that maintains with what we have right now with our bull market going on for GVT. So just want to show you that one real quick. Let's go ahead and hop in here to ARK. ARK is another one that's on a bullish trend that we've been following. And right now it's falling off, but that's fine. It's well above our level of support. You know, our level of support right now for it's 69 cents. We're at 77 cents, so it was well above it. We do have a slight bearish cross here. We are kind of in the bearish area here, but this easily could turn bullish. Let's go ahead and break it down to an hour. And on the hour chart, as you can see, you guys, there's the engulfing bear. We come down here and we're starting to make an inside up along with a more bullish pattern up here. So this very easily can come back up. What we need to see is this MACD start doing a bullish cross. Right now we still have two bearish indicators, so this probably, and again, I'm not a fortune teller, it's not exact science, but based off those two indicators, it's probably going to come down just a little bit before it starts bouncing back up. But again, that's ARK. So, all right, you guys, that's all the coins that we have on the side that, you know, people have actually asked us to look over. If you have anything you want us to check out coin-wise, do a little technical analysis, please put that in the comments below. I'll be more than willing to put it on my little charts list over here and keep track of it for you. But I hope you find this helpful. And again, this ain't, you know, take me at my word, this is exactly what's going to happen. This is actually supposed to give you basically better odds. Instead of making your odds 50-50 whether you win or lose, this is hopefully going to give you better odds of making a better educated decision on what you could or should do or what to look for. This is what technical analysis is meant to be. It's not meant to be, hey, go buy this right now. So I hope this has been useful. I hope you appreciate the information that's been provided. If you do, by all means, please subscribe below, hit the bell. That way you're aware of any videos that we post up. And we're trying to post up every day or every other day. And that way, you know, get a sense of what the market's doing. Also, we're a new channel, so by all means, smash that like as it helps our channel to grow. And with that, you guys, I hope you have happy trading, and we'll talk to you next.